Okay, let's do number 4 now. So for number 4, Tom has $330 in $5 bills and $20 bills. He has 24 bills in total. How many of each? So just from reading this short couple of sentences, how many of each bills, I would say that he wants to find out how many $5 bills he has and how many $20 bills he has. So what I already know, well, let's start by setting our variables. So let's say I let x equal to the number of $5 bills. And then let's say I let y equal to the number of $20 bills. That probably sounds like it could work. And now I can form some equations from this. So from the first equation, Tom has $330 in $5 and $20 bills. So again, I know the value of these bills. So I know the value is $5 for the first bill, but I don't know how many $5 bills I have. And also I know the value of my $20 bill, it's $20, but I don't know how many bills I have. So I'm just going to say 5x plus 20y, and that equals to $330. So now that I set up this equation like this, if you think about it, if I know how many bills I have for $5 bills, I could just multiply that number of bills by $5. And if I know how many $20 bills I have, I would just multiply the number of $20 bills I have by $20 and add them together, and that should give me $330. Okay, and now to form a second equation, it also mentions that he has 24 bills in total. So from there, I can just say x plus y equals to 24, because I know he has 24 bills in total, but he has $5 or $20 bills, and that we don't know the amount of each, but they add up to 24. So now that can be, I can write this as equation 1, and I can write this one as equation 2. And to solve for this one, I think I'm just going to choose to use substitution. In this case, I think manipulating for equation 2 is easier. And I'm going to isolate for x this time for equation 2. So I have x plus y equal to 24. I'm going to subtract y from both sides to isolate for x. So in this case, I have minus y. So I should be left with x equals to minus y plus 24. And that's my new equation 1. So now I want to plug my equation 1 into, or no, that's equation 2 actually, my bad. This is my new equation 2 because I manipulated 2 to get to this. So this is my new equation 2. So now I want to plug in my new manipulated equation 2 into equation 1 and then solve for one of my variables. So in this case, I have 5x plus 20y equal to 330. So let's plug in my value of x. So I have 5. Now for x, I would have minus y plus 24. Now I have close the bracket, plus 20y equals to $330. So to solve this, let's start by simplifying down my equation. So I have 5 times negative y, that should be negative 5y. 5 times 24, that should be, if I'm not mistaken, 120. So plus 120. Now plus 20y equals to 330. So now I should add up my like terms, because negative 5y and plus 20y are like terms because they both have y in front, or y is a variable. I would just add those together. So negative 5y plus 20y, that should get me 15y plus 120 equals to 330. So now what I want to do is I want to isolate for y. So I want to start by moving negative or by moving 120 to the other side. So to do that, I would subtract 120 from both sides. And once I do that, I should be left with 15y equals to 330 minus 120, which in this case should be 210. So now that I have this, I want to divide both sides by 15, or no, not both sides, divide every term by 15 so that I can have y by itself. So I'll divide every term that I see here by 15. And once I do that, I should have y equals to 210 divided by 15, which in this case should be 14. So I have y equals to 14. Okay, now let's look for x. So I'll go back up here. Okay, we can use our manipulated equation for equation 2. So x equals to negative y plus 24. And let's plug in our value of y. So in this case, I have x equals to negative 14 plus 24. So I can just move the negative 1 inside, like multiply the negative 1 outside the bracket into the 14. So that's negative 14 plus 24. Now I just have to find out what negative 14 plus 24 is, which in this case, negative 14 plus 24 should just be positive 10. So that means I have x equals to 10, y equals to 14. What does that mean? Well, it depends what I set my variables as. So because I let x equal to the number of $5 bills, what that tells me is that I would have 10 $5 bills, and I would have, for y, I let that equal to $20 bills, so I would have 14 $20 bills. So 10 $5 bills and 14 $20 bills. And that would be the solution to my system of equations. So if I plug in 10 $5 bills and 14 $20 bills into both of my equations, they should equal each other.